Good evening, and welcome to Sportsline Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I am broadcasting live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It's chilly out here today, Cap, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. And you are listening to this program right here at 9:10 a.m. WBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. You can also listen live at PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com. You can also listen live on the Pelican Sports app right there on the iPhone. That's how I listen to Pelican Sports. So, glad to be here. Glad to have you there. As we do every Friday, we meet right here on the radio, and we talk about betting football games against the spread. That's right. ATS, baby, against the spread. And, boy, it's been a little rough around here the last couple of weeks. After a perfect preseason, I didn't even know what it was like to lose in the preseason. And the MeatMan comes out swinging week one of the college football season with a 3-1. And then, not good. The last 2 weeks, first week of the pros, second week of college football, 2-5. And then, last week, third week of college football season, second week of the pro football season, 2-3 with the ugly pick. Ugly pick on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, how bad a pick was that? I mean, this Blake Bortles guy, man, does he stink? Jeez, and criminies. I mean, man, with so much on the line, so early in the season, playing a team in the Tennessee Titans that you've beaten over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. They come out there and just kick the ever-living crap out of you. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you got to be kidding me. They kicked the ever-living crap out of you, Blake Bortles. 2 interceptions in the first half, a fumble. But miraculously, it was still only 6-3 at halftime. It still had a shot. But, man, I tell you, he looked worse in the second half, which is hard to do. So, not good. Not good the last 2 weeks, 4-8. You get that anyway, Cap. I can tell you that right now. You take it from the MeatMan. You can pretty much go anywhere you want and get that. You don't need my help. You don't need my help for that. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that. I can tell you right now. The last thing you need is my help to go 4-8. But we're gonna turn it around here, Cap. We're gonna turn it around. I got confidence here. One thing about the MeatMan, look, I've been doing this a long time, and now's not the time to panic or anything like that. Like you said, we had a good first week. We didn't lose any games in the preseason. So I mean, it's not like we're losing any money. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's not like we're down anything. That's the key. It's not like we're down money. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're down anything. Where we're losing money or this or that or the other thing. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. That's all I can say. Some kind of way we lost the connection to the radio station. We lost the connection to the radio station. Is that what happened? Can you try it again? I think I know what happened. I went to check the odds on the Saints winning the Super Bowl, and I think I might have kicked myself off. Can you hear me? Really? How about right now? Go on the phone? All right. And welcome back to Sportsline Radio. We're having a little technical problems there. We haven't had any technical problems in a long time. In a long time, we haven't had any technical problems here on the program, but for some reason, today's the day. I don't know what happened here. That's it's not good. I'm looking at the Skype thing. We do the program over Skype. And I made the huge mistake of actually trying to do something, and I kind of screwed everything up. What I was trying to look for was the new odds on teams to win the Super Bowl, because if you remember in the beginning of the season, I kind of told everybody that I thought the way to go would be to take the New Orleans Saints, because at 50-1, they had the first two games of the year between the Minnesota Vikings at Minnesota and then at home against the New England Patriots. And my theory was when the Saints started out 2-0, their odds were going to plummet from 50-1 down to 12-1. And I couldn't have been any more wrong. To be brutally honest with everybody, I could not have been any more wrong in this spot. The Saints went from 50-1 to 135-1 to win the Super Bowl. 135. So it did the exact opposite of what I had kind of predicted here, which kind of sucks. The only teams that have higher odds than the New Orleans Saints to win the Super Bowl are the Buffalo Bills at 250-1, the Cincinnati Bengals at 180-1. You got the San Francisco 49ers at 1,500-1. You got the Cleveland Browns at 600-1, the Indianapolis Colts at 500-1. You got the New York Jets at Jets at 2,000-1. And that's it. That's it. Even teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're 100-1. Even teams like the Washington Redskins are 100-1. Even teams like the Los Angeles Chargers are 100-1. So, I mean, we're really behind some bad teams. We're behind some bad teams. I mean, I'll be the first guy to admit, maybe I gave the Saints a little more credit than I should have to start the season. I'll be the first guy to admit, I guess I was taking a flyer with the road game, going to Minnesota, Adrian Peterson playing for the Saints. I mean, there was all sorts of stuff that I guess in my head, I made it to look like a good situation. But, man, after the first 2 weeks of the season, the Saints have given up like 70 points. They couldn't have looked any worse. Some kind of way, Jim Mora has returned to be the coach of the New Orleans Saints with the field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal. Man, we were so much better when our field goal kicker sucked. We were so much better of a football team when we didn't have a field goal kicker. When we didn't have anybody that could kick. When we didn't trust the field goal kicker, we played a million times better. We opened the field up. We went for it on fourth down. We ran trick plays. We did this. We did that. We don't do nothing now. We don't do nothing. We don't do nothing. I mean, if it's fourth, then we run a running play on third and goal from the 5, and then kick a field goal. And then kick a field goal. We kick a field goal on 4th and 2 from the 2-yard line. Some kind of way the ghost of Jim Mora has returned to coach the New Orleans Saints, and we're not a field goal kicking team. The problem is this is a touchdown scoring league. This is a touchdown scoring league. You got to be able to score touchdowns in the NFL. Really what you need field goal kickers for is to be able to kick 50-yard field goals. That's the main objective of a field goal kicker these days, is to kick it 50 yards. That's the main objective of the field goal kicker, is to kick the ball 50 yards. If you can kick it 50 yards, that's what you need a field goal kicker for. Not some guy to kick 20 and 25-yard field goals. That's not what you need a field goal kicker for. So the Saints, some kind of way, have turned in to a field goal kicking team. And to me, that's not good. To me, that's not good. Let's be brutally honest with everybody. That's not good. I don't think that's a good thing. Way too many field goals. Way too many field goals. The New England Patriots, they score a touchdown, the Saints would come back with a field goal. Patriots would score a touchdown, we get a field goal. We get a field goal. Patriots scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. It was brutal. It was brutal to watch, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was brutal. It was brutal to watch. I mean, my whole Saints season win total, my whole Saints going to the Super Bowl, my whole Saints winning the NFC, the whole thing went absolutely right down the crapper. Right down the crapper, which leads us to week 3 of the NFL. It's do or die for the Saints, man. It's absolute do or die. You lose on Sunday. If you're the New Orleans Saints and you lose on Sunday, you're done. I mean, you're 3 full games behind the Carolina Panthers plus the tiebreaker. I mean, my God. I mean, we're not even out of September. And be 4 games back with 13 to go. I mean, the season would be over with. It'd be over with. I do have a pick on this Carolina Panthers New Orleans Saints game. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you right now. But before we do that, I always have to quickly remind everybody that the following information is to be used as news material only and is not intended to violate any state, federal, or local laws. I like the Saints, man. I like New Orleans. I like the Saints. I like the Hootatters, the Bless You Boys, the black and gold with the chains. I mean, this is it. The whole season is on the line. You lose on Sunday, it's over. If the Saints lose on Sunday, the whole season is over with. It's over. And the Saints started out 0-2 last year, and then they played Atlanta. The whole season was on the line on Monday night, the 10th anniversary of the Superdome reopening after Hurricane Katrina and the blocked punt and this and that and the other thing. And week 3 last year, when it was do or die, we got crushed. We actually took the 7-0 lead on Atlanta. And then we got Atlanta to punt, and our 2 guys ran into each other. There was a fumble. It was a total disaster. Atlanta got the ball. They scored the next 5 times. They touched the ball, and next thing you know, the Saints were down 20 points, and the ball game was pretty much over. Is that going to happen this week? I don't know. The line on the game opened 6 and 49. A lot of places still have 6, but a couple of them have 5.5 right now. And the total is anywhere from 46 to 46.5 to 47. Now, what I do like about this game is not much, to be honest with you. I'm just taking a flyer here. I'm taking a flyer. I don't know how good the Carolina Panthers are, to be honest with you. I know the Saints aren't that good. You can't give up 29 to Minnesota and 36 to New England, give up 65 points the first 2 games of the season and be considered any good. But now, on the same token, the Carolina Panthers, they played at San Francisco the first week of the season. They beat the Niners 23-3, and then they beat the Buffalo Bills last week 9-3. So the New Orleans Saints have given up 65 points so far through 2 games. The Carolina Panthers have given up 6. We've given up 65 points. 65. 6-5. 32.5 points a game. You figure 65 points, we've probably given up, let's say, 8 touchdowns, that's 56, and 3 field goals. That would be 65. So let's just use that as an example. We've given up 8 touchdowns and 3 field goals. The Carolina Panthers have given up 2 field goals. That's it. 2 field goals all season. All year. Now, granted, it's only 2 games. It's only 2 games. So now here it is, man. Here it is. The Saints have played much tougher competition than the Carolina Panthers. Going at Minnesota, that's not an easy place to win. Remember, Sam Bradford, no matter what you think about Sam Bradford, he did set the record for the completion percentage last year in the NFL. No human being had ever thrown for a higher completion rate than Sam Bradford did last year in the NFL. And then, of course, you play the New England Patriots coming off of a loss. That's like a death wish. That's like a death wish. I mean, the last thing you want to do is play the New England Patriots coming off a loss where they get 10 days rest. You know what I mean? They get 10 days rest. They get 10 days rest on this. Because they played on Thursday night against the Kansas City Chiefs, who, by the way, looked pretty good on Sunday, taking care of business against the Philadelphia Eagles. So, if you look at the competition, the Saints have played at Minnesota and at home against New England, while the Carolina Panthers have played at San Francisco and the Buffalo Bills. So, from that aspect, I like the Saints. I like the fact that they're playing tougher competition, but what Carolina team is going to show up? The one that went 5-11 last year, the one that went to the Super Bowl the year before. Like I said, they've only given up 6 points the whole season. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers looked unstoppable last night against the St. Louis Rams. And by the way, congratulations to everybody who went to the Sports Forum message board at payafteryouwin.com. That was the play last night. The San Francisco 49ers plus the 2.5 or the 3 points. It wasn't easy, but San Francisco got the money. Don't forget, you get a free play every day on the Sports Forum message board at payafteryouwin.com. I had a little technical problem. I'm working on it right now, and instead of just letting the site sit, I put up a sports forum there where I can put up a couple of free plays every day. I got a free play up there every day. Every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. All you got to do is go to payafteryouwin.com. You don't have to join any club. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to activate a link in your email or nothing. All you got to do is go there and get the free play. And I got a free play going tonight up there. I got a free play going every night. Check out the new Sports Forum message board at payafteryouwin.com. So San Francisco, the 49ers, I mean, they look like world beaters on offense last night. And at home, Last night they scored, 39 points? The week before they only scored 3. Or 2 weeks before, or whatever the last time they played at home. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I mean, we're gonna find out on Sunday, once and for all, whether the Saints are total garbage, in need of a regime change from top to bottom, or if the Saints win the game, hey, they're 1-2. The Atlanta Falcons are on the road playing at Detroit, a very losable game for the Atlanta Falcons. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they got a tough game on Sunday. The Saints can get right back into this thing. Right back. I mean, if the Saints start out 1-2, with the first 3 games of the season being at Minnesota, at home against New England, and at Carolina, that would not be the end of the world. It would not be the end of the world. Desperate teams do desperate things, and desperate handicappers do desperate things. I've lost 2 weeks in a row. I'm going to do something that I might regret doing till the day I die, but I will be taking the New Orleans Saints on Sunday, on the road, plus the 6 points against a division rival, the Carolina Panthers. All right, so that's my first play. That's my first play. I'm taking the Hootaters, the Bless You Boys, the black and gold of Cha-Chings, plus the 6 points on the road against the Carolina Panthers. All right, we got to take a break. We got to take a quick commercial break here. When we come back, I got a couple of more NFL games I'm going to give you for week number 3. I also got some college football that I'm looking at for Saturday. Got a lot of stuff still to cover here, Cap. If you're looking to make some money betting the football games over the weekend, you absolutely, positively do not want to touch that dial. You're listening to Sports Line Radio with the MeatMan, Dave Scandaliato, live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're doing it all right here on 910 AM WUBR. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. Give me an extra minute, all right? Can you do that? Yep. Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear you for some reason. Give me an extra minute. Hey, can you hear me? All right, we're going to take over the total in the Virginia-Boise State game. And we're going to take Arizona plus the 3 or 4 or 3.5, whatever it is. Come again? Well, I'm doing my show, so I'll have to talk to you after the show. See you later. Now I can hear you. Yeah, that was me. I went and did I did the unthinkable. No? Oh, really? All right. Right? Right. All right. Good. All right. Good. What was the deal with Geis? He wasn't going to play? You know what? He told Ogeron he was going to play? Or whose decision was it that he decided he was going to play? All right. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm broadcasting live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Where else would you rather be, Cap? The sports gaming capital of the United States of America. If you like betting football, man, this is great. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of states trying to legalize this now. They figuring, hey, what the heck? They see the money that Nevada makes, and for some reason, no other state can take advantage of this. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, man, with the legalization of marijuana all over the country, you can see the sports betting coming. It's coming. And let's be brutally honest, man. I mean, how many people watch this stuff because they got money on it? I mean, half? 3/4? I mean, how many people would actually have paid one lick of attention to the football game on Thursday night between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams if you didn't have any money on it? If you didn't have them in a fantasy football or a football pool at a bar, you know, where you pick the squares and all that. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of places looking to legalize sports betting, and I hope they do it. I really do. I hope they legalize it throughout the whole country. Just make it legal throughout the whole country. I mean, look, the NBA, they already know that gambling increases their viewership. We're putting a hockey team here in Las Vegas that's playing this year. They're going to play this year, the Vegas Golden Knights. And literally, you got to park your car at a casino with the sports book where you can bet on the game on your way to the T-Mobile Arena to watch them play hockey. I mean, come on. Everybody that goes into the building's going to have some kind of action on the game. At least, 15, 20, 25%? Some people will have the Vegas team. Some people won't have the Vegas team. Who knows? Who knows? But, man, I tell you, I mean, this whole thing with the gambling, how it's bad, it corrupts this. Everybody's doing it anyway. You're living in fantasy land. You're living in absolute fantasy land. Maybe one day, Cap. Maybe one day we'll be able to bet football all over the country. What a great thing that would be. All right, now let's see. I've already given you the New Orleans Saints, the Hootatters, the Bless You Boys, the Black and Gold, the Cha-Chings, plus the 6 points. The next game I'm going to give you, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot with the Chicago Bears at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers, catching 7.5 points. Catching 7.5. I'm getting over a touchdown. I like that, over a score. Because I'm going to buy it a half a point. I'm going to knock it up to 8. I'm going to buy it a half and knock it up to the 8. And the reason I'm doing this here is because if you look, the first game of the season, you had the Atlanta Falcons went down to Chicago to play the Bears. And man, the Chicago Bears could have easily won that game. The Bears could have easily won it. They had the ball, they had it late. They had Atlanta on their heels, and they never made it happen. They couldn't make it happen. Pittsburgh, week 1 on the road, they went to Cleveland to play the Clowns, and the Cleveland Browns had their chances to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. What I'm getting at is, I think the Chicago Bears are a lot better team at home than they are on the road, and I think Pittsburgh plays a lot better football at home than they do on the road. Pittsburgh last week, they beat up the Minnesota Vikings pretty good. I gotta give them credit. They as bad as the Saints looked against Minnesota, Pittsburgh beat them up pretty good. Beat them up pretty good, 26-9. But man, I just can't take my eyes off that score last week when the Steelers went to Cleveland to play the Clowns, and they only won the game 21-18. You know, Pittsburgh's all right on the road. Don't get me wrong. They're all right on the road, but, man, they're such a better home team than they are a road team. They're so much better at home than they are on the road. The Bears suck at home, and the Bears suck on the road. But like I said, that game against Atlanta, they could have easily beat the Falcons. They lose the game 23-17, but they had their chances. And then, of course, they go at Tampa Bay the following week. And Tampa Bay kind of had an extra week to get ready. Because Tampa Bay's game, I believe they were playing the Miami Dolphins, it got canceled. So Tampa Bay's first game of the season was last week, and they look like they're going to be a pretty good team. Of course, once again, they just beat the Chicago Bears, which is nothing to write home about. But the bottom line is they won the game 29-7. I just kind of like the Bears here. I'm not a big fan of laying over a touchdown with the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. And like I said, I think Atlanta's going to be a very good football team. A lot of people thought the Falcons were going to have that hangover after losing the Super Bowl, but they beat up on the Green Bay Packers pretty good on a Sunday night. We're going to find out what the Atlanta Falcons are made of on Sunday, this Sunday, when they go on the road to play the Detroit Lions, who are now 2-0 after their Monday Night Football victory on the road against the New York Giants. So Atlanta, we're going to find out how tough they are. And if they are as tough as I think they are, you could put a little extra stock in the Chicago Bears with that effort that they gave at home against the Atlanta Falcons. If the Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers were playing, I'd probably take the Atlanta Falcons. And I'd probably make the Falcons a favorite on a neutral field by maybe 3 points. So I think getting a touchdown with the Bears, 7.5 points when they were only getting 6.5 points against the Atlanta Falcons, I think you got a little value there, and I think that's definitely the way to go. So my second play for today's program, I'll take the Chicago Bears at home, plus the 7.5 points, buying a half a point, knocking it up to 8. I'll take the Chicago Bears at home, plus the points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, I'm going to play a total. I'm going to play a total for my third play here. And I'm going to take a flyer on this Green Bay Packers Cincinnati Bengals matchup. I'm going to take a flyer here because Cincinnati, they've only scored 9 points this year. And they got rid of the offensive coordinator. They scored 0 points at home against Baltimore the first game of the season. And they scored 9 points at home against Houston the second game of the season. Now, I'll be the first guy to admit, Cincinnati doesn't score a lot of points. They don't score a lot of points, and lately, to be brutally honest with you, the Green Bay Packers, haven't been scoring a lot of points. But the first 2 weeks of the season, they played Atlanta where they got 23, and they played Seattle where they got 17. But if you look back the last 3 or 4 games of last year, the Packers won their final game of the season 31-24. Then they beat the Giants in the playoffs 38-13. Then they beat the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs 34-31 before losing to the Atlanta Falcons 21-44. Green Bay can score points. Green Bay can score points, and, look, Green Bay did give up 34 to Atlanta last week. You notice the Bengals are going to try a lot of different stuff. They're going to try a lot of different stuff. They got a new offensive coordinator. Their whole goal is to score points and touchdowns. They haven't scored a touchdown yet. So I'm thinking Cincinnati is going to try to score some points. In the meantime, I know Green Bay is going to be able to score. I know the Packers are going to be able to move the ball, especially at home. This could be a high-scoring game right here. It looks like a low-scoring game with the Cincinnati Bengals, but like I said, with the new offensive coordinator, now they're going on the road. They're going to play a Green Bay Packers team with a very suspect defense, and I just think the total's too low. I think it's too low. Right now, it's sitting at 46. It opened 45.5. Some place at 46, some place at 46.5. I just don't think that's enough. Like I said, I'm expecting Cincinnati to get into the 20s this week, and since I think Green Bay is going to win the game, and I think the Packers are going to come up big because, look, they lost in the NFC playoffs last year to the Atlanta Falcons. And then you lose to the Atlanta Falcons again, week 2 of the regular season. Green Bay knows they got to get going. They know they got to get that offense clicking because, like I said, the last 2 times they played the Falcons, Atlanta scored almost 80 points. So I think Green Bay knows they got to get the ball rolling here. And no better time than to start with a team that just fired the offensive coordinator, is 0-2, and is in their 16th year with a head coach that's never won a playoff game. So I'm going to take over the total, over 46 points, and that's going to be my third play for the program. The Green Bay Packers, Cincinnati Bengals game, over 46. That'll be my third play for today's program. All right, we got to take a break. Got to take one more commercial break before we end the show. I'm not sure if I got another NFL play or not. I gotta check and see. I definitely know I got a college football game that I'm gonna give out on a Saturday. Coming off 2 losing weeks, Cap. This is the week that the MeatMan's got to come through. I got to come through. I've already given you 3 plays. I gave you the New Orleans Saints plus the 6. We got the Chicago Bears plus the 8, buying a half a point up from 7.5 to 8. And we got over the total in the Green Bay Packers Cincinnati Bengals matchup. Don't touch that dial, Cap. More picks still to come. You're listening to Sports Line Radio with the MeatMan, Dave Scandaliato. I'm coming at you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're doing it all right here on 910 AM WBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. Say, give me a couple of minutes, all right? All right.
All right, real fast. I'm doing my radio show. I'm taking Arizona plus the 3.5, and over the total Boise State and Virginia. You got it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
All right. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline, the final 15 minutes of Sportsline Radio. Don't forget, tell your friends, tell your family that every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, we get together right here on the radio every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio in Baton Rouge, and we talk football. We talk on betting on football against the spread. Yep, that's what we do. That's what we do. We talk about betting on football against the spread, and we don't try to hide nothing. We don't sugarcoat nothing. And let's be brutally honest. I mean, some plays we win, some plays we lose. We keep perfect track of everything, though. No foogabooing, no nothing. Hey, we go undefeated during the preseason. Great. We go 2-5 2 weeks ago and 2-3 last week. Hey, it is what it is, Cap. It is what it is. I mean, the bottom line, the last 2 weeks, if you followed the MeatMan, you've gotten buried. I've buried you. Make no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if you've been following me since the beginning of the show, since the beginning of the preseason, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. We ain't losing no money. We ain't losing no money. Yeah, we've had to pay. I gave my bookie his envelope this week. He was smiling again. I told him, you can smile all you want. I'm going to wipe that smile right off your face, man. It's just a matter of time. All right, look. I'm going to play one more NFL game. I'm going to go ahead and take the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm going to lay the 3 points on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers. And the reason I'm going to do this, I just think Kansas City is going to win the game. And a team that wins the game covers the spread 85% of the time in the NFL. Anytime the spread in an NFL game is under 9 points, The team that wins the game usually covers. The thing that tricks people a lot is they'll always take the favorite. They'll say, this team's favored by 5 over the other team. This team can't possibly lose. 5-point favorites lose all the time. They lose all the time. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, they absolutely own the Chargers. They've beaten them 5 straight times. 5 straight times. Actually, they've beaten them 6 straight times. 3 times in Kansas City, and the last 3 times at the Chargers, which was San Diego, but now it's Los Angeles, and who knows what kind of stadium that is they're going to be playing in. You got to remember the Chargers, man. The bottom line is the Chargers. Look, I like Phillip Rivers and all that, but they're just not that good. I mean, the last 4 games of the season last year, at Carolina, they scored 16 points. At Oakland, they scored 16 points. At Cleveland, they scored 17 points. The final game of the season last year, they scored 27 points, but they gave up 37 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Then, of course, this year, the Chargers got 21 at Denver and then 17 against Miami. These guys can't score any points. They can't score any points. That's the bottom line. And the Chiefs, 42 points week 1 against New England, 27 points last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, the last 2 games of the season last year, 37 against the Chargers, 33 against Denver. I mean, the last 4 regular season games for the Kansas City Chiefs, they've scored 139 points. They're damn near averaging 35 points a game. Their last 4 regular season games. I don't know how the Chargers are going to keep up with the Chiefs. I don't know how they're going to keep up with them. Once again, the Chiefs have beaten them 6 straight times. The Chargers are playing in that makeshift stadium right now. And I mean, I just don't see why Kansas City, the Chiefs, a team that's beaten them 6 straight, aren't going to go in there on Sunday and take care of business. My final play in the NFL for week number 3. I'll take the Kansas City Chiefs at home. I'll take the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. They're on the road, by the way. They are on the road. They're not at home. Kansas City's on the road. They're laying 3 against the now Los Angeles Chargers. I'll take the Chiefs on the road -3. So we got the Chiefs on the road -3. We got Green Bay, Cincinnati over 46. We got the Chicago Bears +8, buying a half a point from 7.5 to 8. And we got the New Orleans Saints +6 in an absolute must-win situation against the Carolina Panthers. So that's 4 games right there. That's 4 games. I'm going to give you 1 more in college football. We're going to take a big underdog here. We're going to take Boston College, getting 34 points against Clemson. This is a bad spot for Clemson right here. This is a bad spot. This is a bad spot for Clemson. It's a sandwich game. One of those sandwich games. Last week they played Louisville, the Cardinals with Lamar Jackson, and for the second straight year they beat them. But boy, they beat the tar out of them this past weekend. I mean, I got to give Clemson credit. They really went out there and beat the heck out of Louisville, and then next week, Clemson plays Virginia Tech, the Hokies, and they got a pretty good football team. Now this week, you're playing Boston College, and every year, Boston College and Clemson meet. And last year, Clemson at Boston College beat the hell out of them, 56-10. But the year before that, in Clemson, Clemson won 34-17. They won by 17 points. 2 years earlier, they played in Clemson. Clemson won 24-14, won by 10 points. 2 years before that, Clemson played at home against Boston College, won 36-22, won 36-14. They won by 22 points. The year before that, 2009, or 2 years before that, because they play home and away, home and away, home and away, Clemson beat Boston College 25-7. And actually, in 2007, Boston College beat Clemson 20-17. What I'm getting at is, these two teams play every year. 1 year they play in Clemson, 1 year they play in Boston College. Every time that they play in Clemson, Boston College always kind of hangs around. They lose by 17, they lose by 10, they lose by 22, they lose by 18, they win by 3. There's no games in the 30s. There's none of these games where Boston College gets blown off the map. Yeah, they got blown off the map last year. They were getting 17.5 points last year at home. And now this year they're getting 34 points on the road. I think you got a little over-adjustment. I think you have an over-adjustment. And once again, when you take into consideration who Clemson played last week and who they have to play the following week, I think this is a really bad spot for the Clemson Tigers to be laying 34. I got to lose by 5 touchdowns. Clemson's got to score 5 more touchdowns than Boston College, something that they haven't done at home against Boston College at least the last 5 times that they played. At least the last 5 times that they played. So based on that, there's absolutely no reason in the world to think that, that the Boston College Eagles can't stay within 34 points of Clemson on Saturday. So my 5th pick for the program here today, I'll take game 319, 320. We'll take the Boston College Eagles on the road plus the 34 against the Clemson Tigers. All right, so we got 5 plays. We got 5 plays, 4 in the NFL, 1 in college football. We got the New Orleans Saints minus plus 6 points against the Carolina Panthers. We got the Chicago Bears plus 8, minus $1.20 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're taking over the total. Over the total, Green Bay, Cincinnati, over 46. We're going to take Kansas City, the Chiefs, on the road, minus 3 against the Los Angeles Chargers. And then on Saturday, college football will take Boston College plus the 34 on the road against Clemson. All right, so now look, if you need any other football picks, college picks, anything for the night in college football, anything for Saturday in college football, anything for Sunday in pro football, the Monday night football game, the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals, give me a call toll free on my own personal iPhone here in Las Vegas, on my own personal toll free number that I'm going to have until the day I die. 1-833-MeatMan. 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 You can get in touch with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at 1-833-MeatMan. You know how these other guys, they always change their phone number and all that. I'm going to have that number till the day I die. literally till the day I die. 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-MEATMAN. Talk directly with me. The Meatman, Dave Scandaliato. That basketball season right around the corner, the NHL season getting ready to start up, and of course we're in full swing. Pro and college football. We do it all over here. That's why I live in Las Vegas. I love betting on sports. And give me a call. 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-MEATMAN. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio. Don't forget Ken Trahan's original prep football report. Going to start a couple of minutes after this broadcast is over. As always, I want to thank my man TK, Tommy Chrysant, for helping me get the program. My man Don back in the studio. Yep, you got to understand, Cap, my job's easy when everything runs right. And even when we have a little problem here and there, we're able to get it done. That's the bottom line. Of course, I want to thank my man Alan, the owner of Pelican Sports Radio and Pelican Sports TV, for giving me a chance to do this program. As always, I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Be sure to join us next Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., right here at 9, 10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio. As always, my name is Dave, the Meatman Scandaliato. Bet with your head, not over it. I'll see you at 167 hours right here on Sportsline. All right, good. I'll talk to you next week. I gotta go. Yes, you too. Thank you, Don. All right. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio. Don't forget, you can listen live every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on PelicanSportsTV.com. PelicanSportsTV.com. Of course, you can always listen live in the Baton Rouge area on 9, 10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. Don't forget, you ever need to get in touch with the Meatman, you give me a call, 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-MEATMAN. Don't forget, you get that free play every day at payafteryouwin.com, www.payafterywin.com, payafteryouwin.com. As always, my name is Dave, the Meatman Scandaliato. I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline.